Is Drake your favorite artist? If not, we're in the same boat. He's not my favorite artist either, but he is a legend. That's a fact. It's cemented already. Now, over the course of his 15-year dominance, he's racked up a crap ton of money. What does he do with all that money, you ask? Well, I got a few ideas. He goes and buys expensive tequila that nobody knows the name of. He goes on vacations to expensive islands that nobody ever heard of. And he has a huge mansion. Now, usually when people do house tours, it's usually a positive thing. But today, we're gonna find out why Drake's mansion is amazing and awful. I have no idea how a mansion can be awful, but let's take a look and see, because I'm curious. I want to know what's so awful about this $100 million mansion crib, huh? What's so wrong about that? Drake's mansion is both amazing and awful.
Drake's mansion is so unbelievable that some of its features can only be described as awful.
Every bathroom in his house, when you walk up to the toilet, it opens and starts playing Tupac Hit 'Em.
Made funnier by...
Bro, you have to be super rich for this, dog. The automated toilet, where as soon as you walk into the space, into the vicinity, that John opens up automatically and starts playing Tupac.
By the insane legal battle Drake went through just to have it built.
The brick wall is an eyesore to my clients in the neighborhood.
He first purchased the property for $6.7 million in September 2015, at which point it simply looked like this. A 1963 bungalow with a 3-car garage and swimming pool, although it was obvious that Drake was focused on a different part of the property.
He never cared about like buying a big house. He was just like, I care about buying land.
Drake bought the house for its land and location, being a 2-acre lot amongst other mansions in the Toronto neighborhood of Bridle Path. The suburb ranked as the richest area in all of Canada, with its
Bridle Path. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Toronto neighborhood of Bridle Path. The suburb ranked as
Bridle Path, most expensive neighborhoods in Toronto. Okay, Forest Hill South. Is that why J. Cole made that Forest Hill Drive song? Or is that just... Nah, maybe I'm bugging out.
On the 18th of May 2016, Drake's barely decipherable 3-story mansion plans were first released to the public, which accompanied a planning notice at the front of the residence, leading to annoying petty problems before construction had even started. Drake quickly discovered that the house he'd bought to demolish had been designed by a world-famous architect, and as a result he'd be scolded by the media for wrecking a piece of history. In one article titled "Drake, Take One Dance with That Bridle Path Home Before Tearing It Down," the writer stated, "I'm pretty angry with you for considering it a teardown," while the...
Why is this so controversial? Like, why was this so controversial? Because this was done in 2016. There's so much history being torn down every day. It's like, bro, if you want to keep the history up there, you pay for it. If not, then who cares, bruh? I don't even want to say I'm sorry for tearing down the crib. I bought the crib. Like, I literally bought it. So it's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And this is the problem with people nowadays. They think they are entitled to an opinion that doesn't even involve them. Half of these people complaining about this famous architect haven't met the architect in person. They have never seen him. They have never visited any of the houses that he built. They don't even have the money to acquire any of the houses that he built. You didn't know him and you wasn't a family member. Why do you feel entitled to put your 2 cents in and give a strong-minded opinion when you don't own the house? Like, bro, people do this all the time. They buy houses, tear them down. They buy houses, tear it down, build it back up. Like, bro, he's doing the smart thing, to be honest. I wouldn't care about no architect. What did he ever do for me? I didn't know him.
Although these complaints were nothing compared to the issues caused by the new design, as the proposed mansion was so freaking huge it goes beyond what's permitted there. For example, the mansion's height of 17 meters was well beyond the 11 meters permitted by council, while his 34-meter wide driveway was 3.5 times larger than the allowed width of 9 meters. But the aspect that received the most backlash was the height of Drake's new fence.
Fences more than twice as high as would otherwise be allowed, in part due to security concerns on his property.
Everyone knows where he sleeps, where he eats, and that has really freaked him out.
As mentioned, Drake's extra high fences were proposed for security. However, his neighbors made an effort to push back immediately.
Bro, it's like the neighbors are mad because they couldn't get their house approved for that much. So like basically what I'm saying is when the neighbors probably built their house, they probably followed the guidelines, right? If it says 11 meters high, make it 11 meters. Don't make it 18 meters, make it 11. You know what I mean? They probably followed all the guidelines and they probably wanted to add more or do more with their fence or do more with the gate, do more with the house height, do more with the driveway, but they just didn't because of the rules and regulations. And Drake comes along, has a set of guidelines, and just blows through every guideline. The driveway is longer than it should have been. The house is higher than it should have been. And the fence is double the amount that it should have been. If you already built your house, if you're say you're his neighbor, right? And you already built your house, you can't really do anything about that. You can't go back and rechange your house and do this and do that. If they're letting him slide, they might let you slide. But you already have your house built. So at this point, they're just trying to give him whatever pushback they can because they all know it's not fair.
Despite this, councillors sided with Drake after learning he'd spent $1 million on trees for the property, and as a result, the building was finally approved. Roughly 2 months later, Drake's builder and architect Ferris Rafali posted this image to his Instagram with the title, "Let's get started." This was followed by another post only 8 days later, showing that the block had been completely flattened, in the process creating a brand new problem. Drake's lovely neighbors had launched another complaint against him, claiming that trees were being cut down on the property before they'd received permission to do so. As a result, Drake—
Trees cut down? Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Trees, dog. These people are literally nitpicking at every single thing. It's annoying, bro. It's like, bro, that house was vacant. Nobody was in that house. Nobody was living in it. It's from a famous architect, yeah, but did they turn it into a museum? You know what I mean? Did people pay to go in there and have house tours and stuff? Like, I'm not getting what the neighbors are complaining about. They're complaining about trees.
Drake was now facing a fine of up to $100,000 for every tree destroyed, although his builder maintained that they'd done nothing wrong. This was confirmed after a council investigation, which stated there have been no violations. There have been no large trees cut down. I'm very glad that Drake and the company he has hired is obeying the law. This is how we build an official NBA indoor basketball court, showing an excavation in process, which was followed by another post 1 month later showing the speed at which the house was being built. In the process, Drake came by to check out the property, which had begun framing only 4 months later, a stage which was fully completed within a matter of weeks, at which point the builder revealed another crazy detail. While the original plans put the mansion at 21,000 square feet, this number had since been doubled to 45,000 square feet, which included a 3,200 square foot master bedroom suite. For context, the size of an average 3-bedroom home is usually around 1,600 square feet, meaning Drake's bedroom was going to be the same size as 2 fully built middle-class homes. Although Drake showed no remorse for his extravagance, stating, "Because I was building it in my hometown, I wanted the structure to stand firm for 100 years. I wanted it to have a monumental scale and feel. It'll be one of the things I leave behind, so it had to be timeless and strong. It's overwhelming high luxury." As construction continued, Ferris and Drake—
And he has all the right to do so. I would have been tearing down his old crib in a minute. Hey, buddy, I got a new architect right here. One of the best in the business. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we do. We gonna tear this whole thing down. Then they're complaining about trees. They're finding any little way to bother him. But the man can do whatever he wants with his money. That's what people have to realize. You're not entitled to have control over what he does with his money when you didn't make the money. You didn't earn the money. You're not Drake. You're nobody. You're just sitting there on the internet typing, or it could be the neighbors who just are jealous and envious of Drake because he moved in to their neighborhood and started cutting stuff down and started taking sentimental value away from the neighborhood, and then he outclasses them or outluxuries them by building this crazy house past regulations in every aspect, driveway, fence, and height of the house. I would be a little jealous too, but enough to go to complain? Nah, I don't think
Drake once again posed at the front of the property, although this, in combination with countless media articles listing his address, accentuated an aspect that was already a massive problem: security.
The attempts of getting into this property is daily and nightly.
As mentioned by Drake's representative, the house was being broken into every single day and night, only made worse when the house was given a geotag as Drake's mansion on Google Maps. As a result, Drake had to hire significant security.
Dude, his security is insane. You ever seen security?
Yeah, I've seen some.
Imagine more.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. You're not getting to this guy. No chance.
With this also being seen in a video by a YouTuber named Walking Lady.
Don't go on the property again, alright?
Go what, sorry?
On the property.
And echoed in this comment reading, I drove past his house looking to take some pictures, but there were these 3 to 4 big dudes standing out front guarding the place. What a life. But while there were obviously some security hurdles during construction, there was no denying the house began to look incredible. After laying the slab for the basketball court, Ferris uploaded a video showing the court's entire construction process, which included a Drake-themed scoreboard, Drake-themed on-court branding, and even Drake-themed basketballs. The video received comments such as, "This is the dopest indoor court I have ever seen a celebrity have. Beats Shaq's and Jordan's, but while the basketball court could only be described as awesome, there were other aspects of the property that were better described as awesomely stupid. For example, Drake spent $700,000 on the world's most expensive bed. Created specifically for Drake's house, the bed named Grand Vivitas weighs 530 kilograms or 1,168 pounds.
Grand Vivitas. Oh my god. See, that's like something that he would put in his raps. Sleeping on 100 cows, I'm on the Grand Cavitos. You know what I mean? Like some Drake, you know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, Drake is different. How is this awful though?
5th of October 2019, roughly 3 years after construction first began, Drake posted this video to his Instagram showing that the luxury mansion was nearing completion while providing a further sneak peek into some of its wild features. There were the singing toilets we mentioned earlier, as well as quite possibly
Hold up. You ain't gonna get by me like that.
There were the singing toilets.
What's all this around here? Is Drake pissing on the toilet seat? Drake's pissing on the toilet seat. He don't care. He got the maids to clean it up. He's pissing wherever he wants. He's whipping his thing out. He's taking a piss, bro. He don't care. Bro, just pissing. Like you can literally see the dried up piss on around it. And because you can tell because that type of surface would be just smooth. Like it wouldn't have anything in it. You know what I mean? Like the top of here, right here. You see how there's like no marks or stuff like that? It literally looks like he took a piss and it was just spraying everywhere. Or this could be multiple pisses, to be honest. Dude probably just doesn't wipe the toilet after. He probably just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, the maids will get it next week. Like, all right.
Toilets we mentioned earlier, as well as quite possibly the craziest indoor swimming pool you might ever witness. However, it wouldn't be until Drake moved into the home 6 months later that he'd also show off his separate outdoor pool, as apparently the property needed 2 separate pools. On top of this, Drake bought a custom Bosendorfer piano for an estimated
indoor and outdoor pool. This man is different. He just wants to flex at this point, which is completely up to him. I mean, it's Drake. It's his money. Would do whatever you want, boy.
$500,000, which was shown for the first time in the Toosie Slide music video, where Drake would also display a room holding every award he'd ever won. Additionally, Drake built an entire hallway for the sole purpose of displaying basketball jerseys. And considering Drake also has suntanning beds in his bathrooms, it's no surprise that even DJ Khaled praised the designer by stating, "Amazing job, I want you to build my next estate. I've been thinking the name of the one we're gonna build together because Embassy is incredible. Champagne Papi inspired me on another level. I have more work to do." While Drake's house is certainly more luxurious, it probably wouldn't sell for 150 million or even half of that. Despite this, Drake has certainly achieved his goal of building a monumental property, albeit at the cost of his time, money, and even his safety.
I don't know. One thing is they're assuming that he's gonna want to sell the crib eventually by saying, "Oh, it's never gonna sell for 150 million or whatever." Bro, Drake literally said, "This is gonna be around. This house is gonna be around when I die, bro." You know what I mean? He's probably gonna be living there for the rest of his life. Now, granted, yeah, he has a few other homes. He has a few other this. He has a few other that. I understand that. If he wants to put as much money as he wants, let him do it. I mean, I don't really get what was awful about this house. I think he had to put awful in the title because it just attracts more people, you know? And it attracted me because I'm like, okay, Drake's Mansion is both amazing, but it made me think, why is it awful? That was smart. The people that were already in the neighborhood probably felt some type of way of him just coming in and just turning the whole thing around to accommodate himself, when they probably had the resources and money to do the same, but they just didn't and followed the guidelines presented to them. I think Drake's good, man. Drake's fine. Keep doing you, bro. Listen, man, I don't really care what this guy does with his money. It's not my money. I don't have a say. You know what I mean? Why would I get emotionally invested in what this guy's doing with his money and messing up my own head when I have literally no control? You think a few petty complaints about trees is gonna stop Drake's motion? Hell nah, bruh. Hell nah. But anyway, man, if you like that video, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, we on the road to 400 subscribers. Let's go. We've been growing quickly. Video's been doing good. So I appreciate everybody that's been watching, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, all the new subscribers I've been getting. You guys are showing hella love, man. So I really do appreciate it, man. And I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.